They often say kids say the darndest things. Well, there's someone who knows that for sure. Santa Lincoln is joining us today. Santa, I mean, could that not be any more true?
Oh, it's the truth. And you don't realize it until you're with these little ones and they have the opportunity to be real candid and real honest and real truthful with us. And boy, they say some funny stuff.
Before we talk about some of the best and I would bet most memorable stories, you're known as Santa Lincoln.
Yes.
And you're part of a brotherhood of Santas that are out there doing the goodwill at this time. But before this time of year, how do people know you?
I'm a local small business owner. I'm an auctioneer by trade, so I'm a fast talker and a realtor, and I've always been real good in front of people. And a lot of times in selling houses, you got to deal with people's kids because they're everywhere. And I always had this ability to just really zone in on those little kids, keep everybody calm, and talk to them like, this may be something. This might be something. And so I was able to join the International Brotherhood of Real Bearded Santas. And I'm a member and a proud member of that, and have learned that, you just have to get out there and spread love and share energy with people as much as possible. And while I do it intensely, for 8 weeks out of the year, my Santa heart is with me every day. And that's the best part of it.
Well, Santa Lincoln, I've watched this journey because you started sharing on social media. Facebook and then TikTok and boom.
Yeah.
It has blown up and the reactions have been incredible. And almost, I'm just going to take a guess, 99.9% absolutely positive. And I think that other little tiny minority are going, what? Why would you do this?
Yeah. Well, if you know me, you know why I do it, right? Because I'm a super involved person in our community, from Dare to Care to philanthropy to the Clark County Youth Shelter, all that stuff. It's just always a big part of my DNA and who I am. And I'm like, there's no better way to spread love and spread the message. I've done Secret Santa stuff in the past before, but not in a full suit. This year, I did an amazing thing, a neighborhood, somebody that lived in a neighborhood, a man lost his job, and the neighbors rallied and raised cash for Christmas and put it in a box and wrapped it and gave it to me, and I went and dropped it off to his house, knocked the door on a Saturday morning at 9 a.m., and he comes out all disheveled and his pajamas on. He had no idea. And I go, Santa here with a gift for you. Your neighbors love you. And I gave him the gift. And to see, and he didn't even know what was in the box, right? But to be in that moment with him, that he got this gift that he wasn't expecting, and I got to be the vessel that helped deliver that, I'm right where I need to be.
I think one of the most heartwarming parts, I'm just going to admit it, I have just sat there and binge watched your TikTok sometimes when I'm in need of a boost. Because what I love about it is that you saw something, I can do this, and I can spread some joy in a world that needs it. And then you didn't just do it. You did it. Just being in your presence is magical. So what is that like when you know that you get to do something like that and give people what we are so lacking right now, that love, that joy, an unconditional ear to hear what they have to say?
It gives me the chance to be a rock for people and something to hold on to from their past, in the magical moment of what they have from Santa in the past, and then in the present, how the vision of Santa and being around me one-on-one, how that affects them in the present day. And then most importantly, I bring hope and belief in the future and joy and happiness and love for all to everybody. And so we cover the past, present, and the future as Santa. So, 2 years ago when I started this journey, first time I put on my full Santa suit a year ago, I looked in the mirror and I kid you not, Angie, I started crying. It hit me like a ton of bricks. I'm like, oh my goodness, this is it. This is my coming out as Santa story.
Now, you said previous or during the prior part of the year, you are a small business owner. Are you still able to, though, during this holiday
I
season,
am.
during the Christmas season? So how do you, I mean,
I don't sleep much.
when you
for
auctioneer,
60
do you
days.
throw in a ho, ho, ho? I mean, how
Yeah,
do you
so
make?
my auction operation is all online.
Okay.
And my real estate business is all relationship driven with people. And I have 3 team members that work for me, and they keep my auction business going. And I focus on real estate and being Santa.
So you can take literally the Santa hat off, and sometimes you do. But I also know you've got to keep that Santa hat very close because you're booked.
I am booked. We're real busy. We have the city of Charlestown, the city of Jeffersonville, Ivy Tech, several corporate events. We have over 75 home events, 150 different scheduled time slots. We're doing multi-sensory night in our Santa studio in Charlestown, Indiana, where kids that are on the spectrum or special needs gives them a nice, safe, controlled environment where they can come and have a one-on-one Santa experience. Because, taking your kid who's on the spectrum to the mall has nothing to do with fun and being seen with Santa. But we are able to dial it in.
What's the funniest thing you can recollect quickly? Because I'm sure you could sit and think that a child has said to you.
The other day, I was at a elementary school and a kid sit on my lap and he goes, I know what I want, Santa. And my favorite thing is to be in the chair. Hands down, being Santa, the best part is being in the chair because you can, work back and forth with kids and talk to them. And he said, I want a BB gun for Christmas. And I'm like, well, you know what they say, and I can't say that. I can't, but I can say I want you to be careful. I said, because you know what can happen, don't you? He looked right at me, he goes, I'll shoot my eye out. And he hopped off my lap and took off running. He knew.
He knew. Set it all up right there.
He set it up. And that was fun.
So I have to just tell you this. So this year, my daughter is 6, and she shared what she's been asking for. And one that I love is a kite. That's one of my favorite things. So she wants Santa to bring her a kite, and then a bunch of dolls that are Vampirina and all these things.
yes.
But last year, and someone caught this on video, I was mortified because there is my daughter who is looking like this, and she's got some tears in her eyes, and she walks up to Santa and she asks Santa and says, my parents have been working so hard. For Christmas, could you send them some elves so they don't have to work so hard? And I was like, Olive! On one hand, she was trying to say something. On the other hand, this is a kid who has a small but mighty village of people who ensure that she is doing all of these things. But I'll tell you what, that Santa was so amazing in how he handled that, but it also gave mom and dad a little pause. If she's telling Santa that, how does she really feel? How many times do you get kids who say things like that that kind of check the parents?
A lot. And it's like they can say it in front of their parents as long as they've got me right there.
Yes.
It's like it's a safe zone for them. And I've come to figure out that I have a safe zone that's about 3 feet all the way around me when I have my Santa suit on. And people get into that zone, and it's really magical.
I know this is a really busy time for Santa, but if people want to keep up with you, what's the best way to do that?
MyLocalSanta.com.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks so much,
Thank
Santa
you.
Lincoln.
Merry Christmas.
By the way, am I on the naughty or nice list?
You're on the nice list. You're good.
And you heard it here.